Let's bring in former CENTCOM director and U.S. Army Colonel Joe Buccino. Joe, this report of a backseat weapons operator still on the ground somewhere in Iran is disturbing. What do you know about the chances of rescue? How would you assess the chances of rescue?
Well, it's hard to say, John, at this point. First of all, our thoughts and our prayers here all across the country go with that weapons systems officer and the family left behind. I think that, you've got teams, as identified here in the last few minutes, that are well-trained to do this, well-trained to do search and rescue. That officer has gone through intensive training to get to a location that is a secure location, that's away from the population, where he or she can make contact with the unit or make contact with American forces. They know how to do this. We don't know the state. We don't know the physical condition. So there's a lot of unknowns here, John, and we just hope and pray that we can get that service member back.
Yeah, the Iranians are offering a reward for any Iranian who captures this weapons officer alive and holds them. Obviously, that would be the worst possible outcome here. I mean, giving Iran some kind of a bargaining chip that they could parade in front of the cameras.
Which is why that weapons system officer is trained to get away from any population center, get away from where their people are. Look, most of the people in Iran hate the regime, but you don't know. You can't trust anybody. You've got to get somewhere where you've got a little bit of high ground. It's tough there because you got mountainous terrains on top of the population centers, but you've got to get to an unpopulated center, someplace where there's not a lot of people, someplace where you can perhaps establish an airfield, make contact, get on comms, and identify where you are to the teams that are looking for you.
All right, there was a report. I mean, the Iranians claim they also shot down an F-35, which is a more advanced fighter, and a single pilot fighter, more advanced than the F-15. Any truth to that?
The reports coming out are that is true. The thinking inside the Pentagon is that is true. And, look, this is, we're flying thousands and thousands of missions over Iran, more than 13,000 to date, and Iran has struck 2 aircraft. So that's a success rate for Iran of something like 0.08%. Iran only has to get lucky once to get informational leverage, and that's what's happened here. This is all that the news is talking about, justifiably so. And, Iran really, they just, with their air defense systems and with their systems that are lower to the ground, that are lower range, they just got to get lucky once or twice, and they've flipped the information here. And now Iran is losing militarily, but frankly, they're winning the information war.
Yeah, Jim Hansen is the chief strategist at the Middle East Forum. You mentioned the area, the terrain where that pilot went down is not particularly friendly to the regime. Jim Hansen has some thoughts on that. Listen.
Khuzestan province is not good home turf for the regime. The Arab tribes there don't like the regime, but however, that means that the IRGC and Basij have a larger than normal presence there to go ahead and tamp them down when they do protest and things like that happen. So it's a situation where all of our troops, all of our air assets and ground assets are doing everything they can, but the regime also has as many of their people in play as possible.
So the president has said all hell is going to rain down, quoting him, if the regime continues to block the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, they've been hit pretty hard already. Is there more that the administration, more that the Pentagon can do without totally trashing the country for, hopefully a better government that comes after this one?
There is more they can do. There's certainly more they can do on the Strait of Hormuz in terms of taking out the coastal ballistic missile weapon systems, the drones that are there on the coast that would fire into the Strait of Hormuz and are therefore, shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. This is an effort of psychological war with Iran because these ships, they won't come out. These companies, they won't send their ships because they don't know what's coming out of those coastal bases and those coastal systems. And they also don't know how many mines have been dropped inside the Strait of Hormuz, if any, at this point. And so, you don't know where those mines are. You don't know when those ballistic missiles are coming. Those drones, they're on top of you very quickly. So there's an element here of psychological war. There's an element of fear that's introduced by Iran. And so you've got to beat that back. You've got to defeat those coastal systems and their ability to drop mines before we can start moving these ships out of the Strait of Hormuz.
Joe Buccino, former CENTCOM spokesman. Joe, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.